Green Bay Packers vs. Pittsburgh Steelers game highlights, 2025 NFL season Week 8. Week 8 of the 2025 NFL season delivered a thrilling showdown between two of football's most historic franchises, the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Played at a packed Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, the matchup carried the weight of tradition and the urgency of two teams fighting to stay relevant in the playoff race. With both squads coming in hungry for a statement win, fans witnessed a classic NFL battle filled with explosive plays, defensive grit, and late-game drama that went down to the final possession. The Steelers entered the game determined to bounce back after a tough divisional loss, while the Packers sought to continue building momentum behind young quarterback Jordan Love. From the opening kickoff, it was clear that neither side would back down. The chilly Pittsburgh air and the roaring crowd set the perfect scene for an old-school slugfest between two proud, hard-nosed football teams. The Packers won the coin toss and took the ball first, hoping to set the tone early. Jordan Love looked poised from the start, commanding the huddle with confidence. He connected with Christian Watson for a 17-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage, setting the tempo. Aaron Jones found early success on the ground, cutting through gaps behind Green Bay's rebuilt offensive line. The opening drive looked promising until the Steelers' defense tightened near midfield. On third down, T.J. Watt blew past the right tackle and sacked Love for a 9-yard loss, forcing the Packers to punt. Pittsburgh's offense took the field with Kenny Pickett at the helm, and the home crowd roared to life. Running back Najee Harris powered through Green Bay's front for back-to-back first downs, and Pickett used short, quick passes to move the chains efficiently. The Steelers capped off their opening drive with a 37-yard field goal from Chris Boswell, taking an early 3-0 lead. The second drive for Green Bay showcased Love's growth as a leader. After being rattled by the early pressure, he settled in and began dissecting Pittsburgh's secondary. Rookie wideout Jaden Reed made a highlight grab on the sideline for 24 yards, and tight end Luke Musgrave added a crucial third down catch. Then, on a beautifully designed play-action fake, Love rolled to his right and found Watson streaking down the seam for a 32-yard touchdown. The Packers took the lead 7-3, silencing the Pittsburgh crowd, at least for the moment. The Steelers didn't stay quiet for long. On their next possession, Pickett led a 10-play, 75-yard drive that showcased excellent balance between run and pass. Najee Harris continued to run with authority, breaking tackles and keeping the Packers' defense honest. On third and goal from the 5-yard line, Pickett threw a dart to George Pickens in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Pittsburgh reclaimed the lead 10-7 as the first quarter came to a close. The second quarter turned into a defensive chess match. Both teams traded punts as the defensive fronts took control. T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith consistently collapsed the pocket, while Green Bay's Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark wreaked havoc on the Steelers' offensive line. Midway through the quarter, the Packers' defense made a huge play. Cornerback Jair Alexander jumped a route and intercepted Pickett's pass intended for Deontay Johnson. The turnover gave Green Bay the ball at Pittsburgh's 28-yard line. The Packers capitalized quickly. Aaron Jones took a handoff up the middle and bounced outside for a 14-yard gain. On the next play, Love found Reed in the flat, who slipped a tackle and dove into the end zone for a touchdown. Green Bay jumped ahead 14-10 with just over 6 minutes left in the half. However, the Steelers refused to go into halftime trailing. With just under 2 minutes left, Pickett orchestrated an impressive 2-minute drill. He completed 4 straight passes, including a crucial 18-yarder to Johnson and a 22-yard strike to tight end Pat Frymouth. Inside the red zone, Pickett scrambled away from pressure and found Harris for a short touchdown pass with 10 seconds left in the half. Pittsburgh took a 17-14 lead into the locker room, fueled by clutch execution and smart clock management. The second half began with fireworks. Pittsburgh received the kickoff, and on the very first play, Pickens broke free down the sideline on a 64-yard bomb from Pickett, a highlight reel moment that had the entire stadium on its feet. That big play set up Harris for his second touchdown of the day, extending the Steelers' lead to 24-14 early in the third quarter. Green Bay needed a response, and Jordan Love delivered. Showing maturity beyond his years, he stayed calm under pressure. He led a methodical 12-play drive, mixing short passes and inside runs to wear down Pittsburgh's front. On third and goal, Love rolled out and hit Musgrave in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown, trimming the deficit to 24-21. The Packers were back in business. The defenses continued to battle fiercely. Green Bay's linebackers, led by Key Walker, kept Harris in check through much of the third quarter, while Watt and Highsmith combined for 3 sacks, forcing multiple 3-and-outs. The physicality on both sides was relentless, classic smashmouth football at its finest. Early in the fourth quarter, the Steelers struck again. Facing a third and long, Pickett dropped a perfect deep ball to Pickens, who made a spectacular contested catch for 37 yards. 2 plays later, Jaylen Warren burst through the middle for a 17-yard touchdown run, giving Pittsburgh a 31-21 lead with just under 10 minutes left. But the Packers refused to go quietly. Love once again took command of his offense, completing clutch passes to Watson and Reed to move downfield. With 6 minutes remaining, Green Bay reached the red zone and faced a crucial 4th and 3. Instead of settling for a field goal, head coach Matt LaFleur kept the offense on the field. The gamble paid off. Love threw a laser to Watson across the middle for a touchdown, cutting the Steelers' lead to 31-28. The final minutes were pure chaos. The Steelers tried to drain the clock, relying on their running game to grind out first downs. Harris converted 1 3rd and short, but Green Bay's defense stiffened, forcing a punt with just over 2 minutes left. The Packers had one last chance to complete the comeback. Starting from their own 20-yard line, Love went to work. He connected with Reed for 12 yards, then with Musgrave for another 15. The Packers crossed midfield with under a minute to go. On 3rd down, Love faced immense pressure from Watt, who nearly strip-sacked him, but Love managed to escape and throw a dart to Watson to keep the drive alive. With just 20 seconds left, Green Bay reached the Steelers' 32-yard line, setting up a potential game-tying field goal. But the Steelers' defense had one more play left in them. On 2nd down, Love tried to squeeze a throw into Reed over the middle, but safety Minkah Fitzpatrick read it perfectly. He jumped the route and intercepted the pass at the 10-yard line, sealing the victory for Pittsburgh. The crowd exploded in celebration as the Steelers held on for a dramatic 31-28 win in one of the most entertaining games of the season.